is a video about how to care for your violin bow. Now, your violin bow is very precious and it's also very delicate, so you need to be really super careful with it. They can easily snap at this bit of the bow and also here, and they can break in other places too. And once that happens, with the cheaper end of violin bow, there's often no point in repairing and they just get thrown away and you need to buy a new one. But with the more expensive bows, sometimes they can be repaired, sometimes not. So it's really important that we're careful with the bow. Now, when we use the bow, it's affected by humidity and temperature changes, the atmosphere, lots of things. So the hair can go slacker or tighter on its own because there's a screw mechanism in the end of our bow here. So if I just take this out, you can see it. It's really quite interesting. This is a very important bit because we have to unscrew it, and not this much, but we have to unscrew it at the end of our practice so the hair goes wobbly. So here now, the hair's gone all floppy and wobbly. And I'm going to take this out just to show you what it looks like. Now, I don't want you to do this to your own violin bow. Not good. Only teachers can do this, or repairers. But it's best if you don't do it. Because what happens is the frog, which is the square bit, comes completely off. And there's a little screw inside. That's where this screw goes into that hole there. So it's all very interesting. There's a big hole underneath your bow, if you can see that there. Anyway, I'm going to slot that back in. That can get really tangled up. It's a bit like a fishing line, but it can get really tangled up if you don't know what you're doing with it. So I'm going to put it back together now. I'm going to slot that in the hole, hold it together firm, and then I'm going to get the end and I'm going to put it inside and screw it up. If violin bow seize up, sometimes it's worth putting a little bit of grease, like some dry soap or just ever so slightly, something to lubricate that screw. And that's just for parents only or very older advanced students if it's an emergency. Now, when we tighten our bow, when we're about to play, it needs to be so that the stick dips ever so slightly towards the hair and is not parallel to the hair of the bow. So it should dip inwards. You should be able to get your little finger between the two to give you a clue. Okay, just about, but not much more than that. It certainly shouldn't be arching outwards, which is really, really bad for the bow. Now, bows can do that on their own if the hair starts to really shrink and tighten and the stick can start to warp, and that can damage the bow. It can also make it really hard to play in a straight line with the bow. So when you finish your practice, you should get the screw at the bottom and you should turn it anti-clockwise, that's to the left, this way round, okay, till the hair goes a little bit floppy, and then put it away in your case. When you get it out again, don't forget to tighten it up a little, not too much, before you play. The next thing you need to do is you need to get your rosin and rosin the bow. So I've lost my rosin here. I hope you've got yours. But what you need to do is get your rosin and put it on the hair and rosin up and down, so that all the hair is coated with rosin. If you don't have any like me, then it's time to buy some. I just need to go hunting for mine. Bye.